to start, I want to throw some more string methods at you because these are going to be useful in some of the work we're going to work on today. So the first one is split. This is really, really useful. It has a required, or it has two optional arguments that it takes. It has a separator. The default value is a space, the space character. And it has max split, which tells it how many times to split the string. If you leave that empty, it defaults to keep going until you hit the end of the string. But it's a string method. So when we're looking at this, we are going to maybe do something like strtext.split. And what we get when we print that out, helps if you run the right program first. Helps if you run the program. There we go. All right, so what did I get? What is this output that I'm seeing here? What do we see here on the ends? Square brackets. So what does that tell us that this is? It's a list type, and we can tell that it has no keys explicitly defined, so we know it's not a dictionary, but rather a simple list. Okay, so what it did is it took this space and chopped it into two pieces and put those two pieces in a list for us. Now, if I add some more spaces in here, then it chops it at every single space. Very nice. If I wanted to, instead of using the space, chop it on the capital C, there we go. Notice and pay attention that the character that I'm using for the split goes away. Now, that wasn't as apparent with the space, but when I'm using the capital C character, that character's gone. So you want to think about that when you're using split, because that character goes away. And if I have two spaces in a row in this string, notice what happens. Okay, it doesn't create an empty array member here. It just, if it's going to be empty, if there's nothing in it, throws it in the trash. So those are all things to remember when you're using split, but this is very, very useful because it allows me to take a string like this. I can take a string, and now I have an array or a list that contains all of those words. Now it's really easy for me to take that array. Let's just, instead of printing it out, AR words. Ooh, all caps. Sorry, didn't mean to shout. AR words equals that. And I could say for str word in AR words, print str word. Now I can go through, I could print those one at a time, or I could do some kind of analysis on these things. I can look at the length of the words, or I could look for capitals, or I could look for punctuation. I could look for things on a word-by-word basis. Or I could just count the number of words. Maybe that's useful. That's literally how Microsoft Word, when you're running a word count, it's literally what it does. Okay? So that is a very useful thing to have in your arsenal.